We're just building the model. And actually, it's pretty much there. Now, there are certain other elements you might want to look, we should look at. So what if I don't have just one room? Because, for example, if I want to calculate only one room within a hotel, if I want to make assumptions of that certain room, then it's adjacent to other rooms and they have an influence on that room and so on. And also the boundary conditions would be then different. So all these walls here would be then interior walls and no roofs and so on. So let's have a look at that and let's check that out. This is basically the second part of that video, which is also important, and there's a lot of misunderstanding on how that works. Let's say I have another room attached to this, or I will build something. I will take this. Actually, I will take this whole thing and move it up a level, and I have another room underneath, and then I will attach another room on the side, another two rooms, and then we will have a look on how that works. So let me do this. Okay. Get this here. I take all these, I move them up by 3 meter, 3.2, and I have another box here. And I will move this and this. I mean, you might want to be more precise with your things. Don't worry about this, how it looks like. I know it looks shit, but I don't really care at the moment. I will put this window here on that side. And then I will build two other rooms. One is like this, and the other one is like this. And we have more windows. Let's put more windows here. There's nothing really anything to do with reality. That's actually way too low for a building, for a room. That's only 1.6. Okay, let's move the face. Let's move it here. 5. I on purpose not fit it here so we can discuss how that could work. Okay, and then we have another window here, another one here. Put this further down and we copy that. Okay, so now I want to add all these to my building. Basically, this is my building and these are my rooms, and then we see how we can deal with it. So I added all these here, all this geometry to my building, and let's also add all the windows. Let's add all the windows here. So let's add all these, and the door is still here. I have one door, not very spectacular. We can also, let's look at it in this way, and let's hide all the stuff. Okay, looks quite good. The only problem now is that adjacencies. So the issue now is that, yes, we added all these things, but if we go into here, let's close that again. If we look at the attribute, and I also close this, we can see that actually that's what we want. We go for here. So walls, these are walls. Walls are exterior walls, and you can see that there are walls inside which are also exterior walls. This can't be, this is not true. And then we have a skylight in here, which is also a roof. So there are some problems in here as well. So it basically thinks that these are just 4 buildings stacked onto each other and not rooms which are adjacent. So that's why we need this component here. Solve adjacency. And we put this here. So what it does, it checks what kind of rooms are adjacent to each other. What kind of faces. And there's a problem with that, but I will show you exactly how we can work around. So you can plug the rooms in here, and basically this is the output. The output is solving where these rooms are basically touch each other, and then it should be fine, right? Now we need to run it. Here it has a toggle. We need to run it first. Actually, it was quite quick. Now we can check again. What did that do something? Actually it did. We now have interior floors. So do we have interior walls? No. That's strange because we should have actually. It's in here. But that doesn't work yet. We have a roof. Yes, that's correct. Now it's correct. Before it was not. So before actually it showed two roofs, which can't be true. Can't be right. So ceilings, yes, we have a ceiling of the roof of the room. We have exterior floors, yes, we have the ground levels, that's correct. Interior floors, yes, we have these floors here. Air walls, do we have air walls? No, we don't have air wall. And what's an air wall anyway? Apertures, yeah, this is all correct. Interior apertures, no. Doors, yes. Interior doors, no. Outdoor shades, yes. Interior shades. So how can we solve this in here? So this is a problem. Why does it solve actually the floors? Well, it solves the floors because these faces are exactly aligned, whereas this face of that room is smaller than this one, and it's not the exact size. So if I would, for example, extend this one here. Now it actually created an interior wall, because these walls are now aligned. These faces are now completely aligned. But now what I lost here again is my roof. Now I have a roof here again. So how to solve that? Well, there's another tool for that, which is this one, Honeybee Intersect Solids. And this we're gonna run before everything else. So actually we go in here, put the solids in here, we're gonna get a toggle, run this, and now we have this objects here, and we go in here, and voila. We still have a skylight here. There would be then another way. You would, if you want to get rid of the skylight here, then what you would need to do, and there's also a problem here. What is the problem? Let's check. Oh yeah, this one. These windows always need to be aligned, otherwise it doesn't work. Now it should be okay. So if you want to get rid of this skylight here, or in any of these, then you would first apply your skylight to the objects you want to have a skylight, and then attach the other rooms to it. So that would be one way to do. But basically what this does here, and I can show it with the air wall. Let's talk about the air wall. That's also good to know. So again, let's recap everything. So what did this tool do? It actually checked where does these objects touch, and then it basically split this face here on that side with the face from the adjacent room, and then the same here. Actually, it split that face here on the top. That roof is split here where this face touches. So that basically creates separate faces within these objects. It's basically what it does. Split face. You can select the face, and then you can select where does it split. And now you have a solid B wrap with one side where the face is split in two surfaces. That's what this tool did. And then we basically plug this in here in our rooms. We combine all the rooms. Then we run the adjacency tool to understand which faces are overlapping. This helps Honeybee to decide what kind of objects these are, what types of objects these are. Is it interior walls, exterior walls, and so on. Then we added windows. I haven't yet found out how I can add interior doors and windows. We will check that out in one of the future videos. I hope I can help with that. It would be quite interesting just to finalize that understanding of these two panels. That would be great if we're able to find that out. I assume, I fear that it's probably part of one of the either a Honeybee energy modeling or Honeybee radiance modeling that we actually can define what is interior and what is exterior. I haven't yet really found out. Anyway, we added our doors and windows, and then we also added skylight. We added shades. It's a custom shade. That could be very interesting if you want to, for example, test shading which is moving, which is basically adjusting to your sun position. That could be interesting to use this component. Then we add shading to our model, and then we add more shades. We add window border shades, and then we also added louvers, and they can have an angle, and they can be also changed. That could be also interesting. Change them, in an octopus analysis. If you want to find, I don't know, an optimum or the optimal situation, and then we just visualize it. So in order to visualize everything at once, just added this Honeybee model. So we can put all our objects in here, forget what's in here for the moment. We can have a look at that at some point. But basically we can add everything here. The rooms are not just rooms, they all have basically all the faces, shades, apertures, and doors applied. And then we can visualize that with these tools. With these tools here, where I like to use the wireframe. That's very handy. And then this one I like this one because it tells you if your model is correct set up, especially with the boundary conditions. It tells you what is indoor, outdoor. Although I don't know, not sure if they could have thought a bit more about the text, because it just says surface for the indoor walls. At least I can check if my model is set up correct, and then I can go through here and check a bit more in detail if everything is fine. So these are all outdoor walls. That looks fine. Interior walls, that looks correct. Roofs with my skylight. And again, if you don't want to have this skylight here, then you would need to think, when do I want to apply the skylight and when do I want to apply the other things, and then combine everything. Because you could apply your skylight. The skylight is here, we applied it here, but you could, for example, apply it to a subset of these rooms first, and then apply the other windows. I will show you this with the air walls, because that's quite interesting. Ceilings, yes, we have ceilings. These are the ceilings of these rooms. And then we have exterior floors. Yes, we have the ground level. We have interior floors. These are the floors in the first level, and then we have no air walls. Apertures, yes, we have interior apertures. Again, I need to find out how that works. Doors, we have doors. Interior doors, again, I need to find out. Outdoor shades, yes, we have. Indoor shades, we don't have. We didn't put any indoor shades. Indoor shades can be applied here, but they will not have an effect on the energy modeling, only on the radiance model. Now I want to show you what air walls are. Air walls basically, for example, now I have these walls here. I have the interior walls. I have these walls. But for example, I would like to have these walls open. So this basically becomes one big room here. This becomes one big room, and that becomes an L-shaped kind of room. And these walls are hidden. They don't exist inside. We can do this with this one, air boundary. So if I want these rooms here to be connected, then I can use this function here, air boundary. And now actually there is no wall, there's no surface in there. I can show you how that looks like. I will turn this off because it's a bit annoying. So we have outdoor walls, but we don't have interior walls anymore. Problem is with this, we also have no interior floors anymore. This is a bit of a pity. So what we could do is we could split this model in two portions, and for example, we want to have the upper level as one big room with an air boundary, an air wall, where there's actually no wall in between it, and the lower one, we actually want to have a wall in between. And we also want to have the floors, of course. What can we do? Okay, so we gonna we're gonna take this, copy, and we will add this here, this two. So now I have just two rooms attached here, and then we do the same here. We take the lower ones. Now this is applied here, 2 rooms and 2 rooms. For both we ran the, it's a bit of a pity though, because I would almost do it like this. Okay, let's do that. We add everything, and then we select then we set 2 integers. One is 0 and one is 1. Let's check how that works. Yes. So we solve the adjacency. We solve the intersection. So we can go in here and copy that, and then we set this to set this to 2 and 3. These are the low ones, this is the tall one, this is the first level, the ground level, and we can put this in here. Now it still works, should all work. We selected with the list object, we selected which of the 2 we want to solve with in here. Actually, we don't need that. So basically we ran the intersection tool first, then we select the rooms we want to run the adjacency in a different way. Plug these 2 rooms, the ground level here, the upper level here. Then we can copy that, plug the rooms in here. We still let's copy. Oh no, that's not what I want. So we have this separated, and we don't want to have the air boundary here on the top. So now this there's something wrong here. We can, because at the moment it's the wrong amount of apertures. So we can we run this again. So basically what we do, we just first run the adjacency calculation on the upper level. This is not visible at the moment. We don't want to have the air boundary. Actually, we want to have the air boundary here in the upper level. So we can take this and move it here. We need the run button, that's fine. Let's copy this again. In the lower level, we don't want to have the air boundary. So just do this here. So you can see, okay, now there's a wall in between. And then we need to run the adjacency again between these 2 sets. So put this in here and that in here. Use this separate. I want to have this separate. I want to control it separately. And this now has my 4 rooms, and they are treated differently in these ones. So the adjacency is calculated different. One is with air boundary, without air boundary, and without air boundary. And then these go in here and should turn gray again, because now we have all the windows on the correct side and so on. And now we have, when we look back here, we can actually see that now it should work everything fine. We have our exterior walls. We have the interior walls in the first level, the ground level. We have roofs. We have the ceiling. Exterior floors, this is the ground level. Interior floors, so we have that back. Air walls, this is basically open. Apertures, indoor apertures, again, we don't have doors, we don't have interior doors, we have outdoor shades, and yeah, that's it. That's the whole thing. Now what we could do, before we so if we don't want to have this skylight here, we could actually apply the skylight to only the set we want, then run the adjacency again, and then move on with the other windows. So basically we would take this and plug it before here. Let's try that. Here, because we actually only want to have it in that upper level. Hoppala. So now we have our skylight only here. Now we don't have a skylight here anymore because we applied it to this upper subset to the first level. So to clean everything up, to make it better readable, we could go here. Group this together. I will also post this script so you can download it and then you can have a look on how. All right, I hope that helps a bit. I know there's a lot of questions. Please ask questions. This is actually good because I also need to then get into it and understand it. If anybody knows how to add interior walls and interior windows and doors, please let us know. It's always good to share the knowledge with everybody so we can work together. Oh yeah, and I will post this model, this script in the show notes so you can download it, and also the model together with the model, and you can see how that all works together. See you in the next video.